Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, September 6th, 2021. Big Monday show today, recapping the college football from the weekend, MLB, Wnba, Major League Soccer, looking to everything going on tonight. Tennis, golf, NASCAR. We'll do my NFL safety rankings, latest news and notes, and my best bet of the day. We're going to start in college football today because it's week one, and it was a big weekend for the sport. And this is probably one of the only times I'm going to start with college football because the NFL is obviously starting this week, and just wanted to give college football its due. All right, Friday night, Virginia Tech upsets number 10, North Carolina 17-10. Virginia Tech 1-0, North Carolina 0-1. Charlotte over Duke 31-28. Charlotte 1-0, Duke 0-1. Wake over Old Dominion 42-10. Wake 1-0, ODU 0-1. Eastern Michigan over St. Francis, Pennsylvania 35-15. Eastern Michigan 1-0. St. Francis, Pennsylvania 0-1. Kansas over South Dakota 17-14. Kansas 1-0. South Dakota 0-1. Michigan State over Northwestern 38-21. Michigan State 1-0. Northwestern 0-1. Colorado over Northern Colorado 35-7. Colorado 1-0, Northern Colorado 0-1. South Dakota State over Colorado State 42-23. South Dakota State 1-0, Colorado State 0-1. Saturday's results. Number 2 Oklahoma over Tulane 40-35. Oklahoma 1-0, Tulane 0-1. Number 19 Penn State over number 12 Wisconsin 16-10. Penn State 1-0, Wisconsin 0-1. Kentucky over UL Monroe 45-10. Kentucky 1-0, UL Monroe 0-1. BC over Colgate 51-0. BC 1-0, Colgate 0-1. Michigan over Western Michigan 47-14. Michigan 1-0, Western 0-1. Rutgers over Temple 61-14. Rutgers 1-0, Temple 0-1. Holy Cross over UConn 38-28. Holy Cross 1-0, UConn 0-2. Kansas State over Stanford 24-7. Kansas State 1-0, Stanford 0-1. Army over Georgia State 43-10. Army 1-0, Georgia State 0-1. Nebraska over Fordham 52-7. Nebraska 1-0, Fordham 0-1. Number 11, Oregon over Fresno State 31-24. Oregon 1-0, Fresno 0-1. Arkansas over Rice 38-17. Arkansas 1-0, Rice 0-1. Air Force over Lafayette 35-14. Air Force 1-0. Lafayette 0-1. Number 1, Alabama over number 14, Miami 44-13. Alabama 1-0, Miami 0-1. Number 8, Cincinnati over Miami of Ohio 49-14. Cincinnati 1-0, Miami 0-1. Number 18, Iowa over number 17, Indiana 34-6. Iowa 1-0, Indiana 0-1. Marshall over Navy 49-7. Marshall 1-0, Navy 0-1. Maryland over West Virginia 30-24. Maryland 1-0, West Virginia 0-1. Mississippi State over Louisiana Tech 35-34. Mississippi State 1-0, La Tech 0-1. Missouri over Central Michigan 34-24. Missouri 1-0, Central Michigan 0-1. Pitt over UMass 51-7. Pitt 1-0, UMass 0-1. Wyoming over Montana State 19-16. Wyoming 1-0. Montana State 0-1. Number 7, Iowa State over Northern Iowa 16-10. Iowa 1-0. Northern Iowa 0-1. Number 21, Texas over number 23, Louisiana 38-18. Texas 1-0. Louisiana 0-1. Number 15, USC over San Jose State 30-7. USC 1-0. San Jose State 1-1. Liberty over Campbell 48-7. Liberty 1-0. Campbell 0-1. Georgia Southern over Gardner-Webb 30-25. Georgia Southern 1-0. Gardner-Webb 0-1. Auburn over Akron 60-10. Auburn 1-0. Akron 0-1. South Carolina over Eastern Illinois 46-0. South Carolina 1-0. Eastern Illinois 0-1. Middle Tennessee over Monmouth 50-15. Middle 1-0. Monmouth 0-1. Syracuse over Ohio 29-9. Syracuse 1-0. Ohio 0-1. Purdue over Oregon State 30-21. Purdue 1-0. Oregon State 0-1. Texas Tech over Houston 38-21. Texas Tech 1-0. Houston 0-1. Oklahoma State over Missouri State 23-16. Oklahoma State 1-0. Missouri State 0-1. Baylor over Texas State 29-20. Baylor 1-0. Texas State 0-1. Memphis over Nichols 42-17. Memphis 0-1. Nichols 0-1. Or 1-0 and 0-1 for Memphis and Nichols respectively. SMU over Abilene Christian 56-9. SMU 1-0. Abilene Christian 0-1. Toledo over Norfolk State 49-10. Toledo 1-0. Norfolk 0-1. Arkansas State over Central Arkansas 40-21. Arkansas State 1-0. Central 0-1. Troy over Southern 55-3. Troy 1-0. Southern 0-1. Number 5 Georgia over number 3 Clemson 10-3. And the one touchdown of the game was a pick 6. Georgia 1-0. Clemson 0-1. Number 13 Florida over FAU 35-15. Florida 1-0. FAU 0-1. North Texas over Northwestern State 44-14. North Texas 1-0. Northwestern State 0-1. UTSA over Illinois 37-30. UTSA 1-0. Illinois 1-1. Northern Illinois over Georgia Tech 22-21. Northern Illinois 1-0. Georgia Tech 0-1. Virginia over William & Mary 43-0. Virginia 1-0. William & Mary 0-1. Number 6 Texas A&M over Kent State 41-10. A&M 1-0. Kent 0-1. Montana upsets number 20 Washington 13-7. Montana 1-0. Washington 0-1. East Tennessee State over Vandy 23-3. East Tennessee State 1-0. Vandy 0-1. South Alabama over Southern Miss 31-7. South Alabama 1-0. Southern Miss 0-1. TCU over Duquesne 45-3. TCU 1-0. Duquesne 0-1. UCLA upsets number 16 LSU 38-27. UCLA 2-0. LSU 0-1. UTEP over Bethune-Cookman 38-28. UTEP 1-0. Bethune-Cookman 0-1. Nevada over Cal 22-17. Nevada 1-0. Cal 0-1. BYU over Arizona 24-16. BYU 1-0. Arizona 0-1. And that's the only game I lost for Fab 5 this week. The others were all winners. San Diego State over New Mexico State 28-10. San Diego State 1-0. New Mexico State 0-2. Utah State over Washington State 26-13. I'm sorry, 26-23. Utah State 1-0. Wazoo 0-1. Hawaii over Portland State 49-35. Hawaii 1-0. Portland State 0-1. And last night, number 9 Notre Dame over Florida State 41-38 in overtime in a classic. Notre Dame 1-0 and Florida State 0-1. And tonight, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, you got Louisville and Ole Miss, 8 o'clock on ESPN. My projection for this game is Ole Miss by 9, total 66-8. Meanwhile, FanDuel has this at Ole Miss 9.5, total 75.5. So the line went down just a little bit, went down a point from when I last updated this. Total's the same, but it won't change how I feel. I'm going under. I think Louisville's offense might be the unit that could cost this over. I could see this game being 40-31, and by accounts that's under. So I'm gonna go under 75.5 for my pick for this game. Now I'm gonna go over the Major League Baseball scores from the weekend, and we'll look ahead to a busy Labor Day slate in Major League Baseball. So, Friday night, Cubs over the Pirates 6-5, Yanks over the Orioles 4-3-11 on a walk-off single by Giancarlo Stanton, Mets over the Nats 6-2 and 10, Blue Jays over the A's 11-10, Red Sox over the Indians 8-5, Tigers over the Reds 15-5, Rays over the Twins 5-3, Marlins over the Phillies 10-3, Royals over the White Sox 7-2, Cards over the Brewers 15-4, Rockies over the Braves 4-3, Angels over the Rangers 3-2, Mariners over the D-backs 6-5 and 10, Giants over the Dodgers 2-3 and 11 on a walk-off error by Trey Turner, and the Astros over the Padres 6-3. Saturday, Orioles over the Yankees 4-3. Mets over the Nationals 11-9 in a doubleheader game 1 that took 9 innings. Cubs over the Pirates 7-6. Blue Jays over the A's 10-8. Red Sox over the Indians 4-3. Rays over the Twins 11-4. Nats over the Mets 4-3 and 7. Marlins over the Phillies 3-2. White Sox over the Royals 10-7. Reds over the Tigers 7-4. Brewers over the Cardinals 4-0. Rockies over the Braves 7-6. Mariners over the D-backs 8-5. Padres over the Astros 10-2. Dodgers over the Giants 6-1, and the Angels over the Rangers 4-1. Right now, yesterday, Orioles over the Yankees 8-7. Orioles 43-92. Yankees 78-58. Mets over the Nats 13-6. Mets 69-68. They're back over 500. Mets 56-80. Or Nats. Blue Jays over the A's 8-0. Blue Jays 73-62. Oakland 74-63. So the Blue Jays have played their way back into the wild card mix. Indians over the Red Sox 11-5. Indians 68-66. Boston 79-60. So they've played their way closer to the Yankees. Tigers over the Reds 4-1. The Tigers 65-73. Cincinnati 73-65. Twins over the Rays 6-5. The Twins 59-77. Tampa 86-51. Phillies over the Marlins 43-10. Phillies 70-66. Miami 58-7-80. Royals over the White Sox 6-0. The Royals 61-75. Chicago 79-58. Brewers over the Cardinals 6-5. The Brewers 84-54. St. Louis 69-66. Cubs over the Pirates 11-8. The Cubs 63-75. Pittsburgh 48-89. Braves over the Rockies 9-2. The Braves 72-64. 63-74 is the Rockies record. Rangers over the Angels 7-3. The Rangers 48-88. LA 68-69. Padres over the Astros 4-3 on a walk-off homer by Jake Cronenworth. San Diego 73-64. Houston 79-57. Mariners over the D-backs 10-4-11. Seattle 75-64. Arizona 45-93. And the Giants over the Dodgers 6-4 to get first place back in the NL West. San Fran 87-50. LA 86-51. We're looking ahead to today's games at 1 o'clock on ESPN. You have the Rays and the Red Sox from Fenway Park. Ryan Yarbrough and Chris Sale. The Red Sox, you would expect, are favored, right? With Chris Sale. And they are minus 156. Rays plus 134. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 122. Under is even money. Rays plus 1.5 is minus 144. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 120. Tough one, but I'm going to go under 8.5, even money. Royals, Orioles from Camden Yards. Chris Bubick and Zach Lowther. Each team's minus 108. Over under is 10.5. Over is minus 106. Under is minus 114. Royals minus 1.5 is plus 138. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 166. I'm going over 10.5 minus 106. Mets Nats. Trevor Williams and Patrick Corbin. Nats plus 108. Mets minus 126. Over under 9.5. Over is minus 102. Under is minus 120. Mets minus 1.5 is plus 128. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 154. Patrick Corbin's just been very bad this year. I'm going over 9.5 minus 102. Blue Jays Yankees. Hyunjin Ryu and Jameson Taillon. Yanks minus 134. Blue Jays plus 114. Over under 9.5. Over is minus 118. Under is minus 104. Blue Jays plus 1.5 is minus 166. Yanks minus 1.5 is plus 138. I'm going with the Blue Jays. The Yankees, to me, just kind of reverted back to what they were before the 13-game win streak. For now. So we'll see how this series goes. The Blue Jays are just playing great ball right now. I don't know why they're a dog. Or, if anything, it should be a pick 'em. Hyunjin Ryu is really good, and Jameson Taillon is not very good. Or not very good like Hyunjin Ryu and Garrett Cole. 130 Tigers Pirates. Tariq Skubal and Bryce Wilson. Detroit minus 142. Pittsburgh plus 120. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 106. Unders minus 114. Tigers minus 1 F is plus 116. Pittsburgh plus 1 F is minus 140. I'm going with the Pirates here as a dog. I don't pick the Pirates very often on the show, but I'm going to do it here. I like Bryce Wilson a lot. Good matchup. I think too many people are high on the Tigers because they're actually playing okay for a bad team. 2 o'clock Phillies Brewers. Zach Wheeler and Brandon Woodruff. Milwaukee minus 142. Philly plus 120. Over under 7 minus 110 each way. Phillies plus 1 F is minus 178. Brewers minus 1 F is plus 146. I'm going to take the Phillies as a dog, plus 120. Reds Cubs, 220. Sonny Gray, Justin Steele. Reds minus 156. Cubs plus 132. Over under 8.5. Minus 110 each way. Reds minus 1 F is plus 110. Cubs plus 1 F is minus 132. And going over 8.5. Minus 110. 4 o'clock ESPN. Giants Rockies. Kevin Gossman and Kyle Freeland. Rockies are plus 130. Giants minus 154. Over under 11. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Giants minus 1 F is minus 104. Rockies plus 1 F is minus 115. I'm going under 11 minus 115. I think that's too high. 4:15 Dodgers Cardinals. Max Scherzer, Miles Mikolas. Dodgers minus 215. Cards plus 180. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Dodgers minus 1 F is minus 120. Cards plus 1 F is even money. I'm going over 7.5 minus 114. 6 o'clock Twins Indians. Bailey Ober, Logan Allen. Twins minus 130. Indians plus 110. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. Indians minus 1 F is plus 126. Indians plus 1 F is minus 152. I'm going over 9.5 minus 102. Mariners Astros at 7. Yusei Kikuchi and Lance McCullers Jr. Astros minus 220. Mariners plus 188. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Mariners plus 1 F is minus 111. Astros minus 1 F is minus 108. And it just went to minus 102 and plus 1 or minus 118 for the run lines respectively. Over 8 is minus 120. Under 8 is minus 102. I'm going over 8 minus 120. And last but not least, 9 o'clock Rangers Angels. AJ Alexei and Jaime Barria. Angels minus 134. Rangers plus 116. Over under 9 minus 110 each way. Rangers plus 1 F is minus 164. Angels minus 1.5 is plus 136. Tough one, but I'm going to go with the Rangers as a road dog, plus 116 against LA. All right, now we'll move on to the WNBA. We will recap the results from the weekend. And there are games today, so we'll get to tonight. Saturday, Mercury over to Fever, 87-65. Lynx over to Mystics, 93-75. Yesterday, Sky over to Aces, 92-84. And the Dream over to Wings, 69-64. And only one game tonight, NBA TV at 7 o'clock. You have the Mercury and the Fever. The Mercury giving 9.5. The Mercury are playing really well. They clinched a playoff spot. I think they can go higher. So, give me the Mercury minus the points against Indy. Now I'm going to go over the soccer results from the weekend. And there are no games until Friday. So Friday night, Nashville over NYCFC 3-1. New England over Philly 1-0. Portland over Houston 1-0 or 2-0. LAFC over Kansas City 4-0. Saturday, Vancouver over Austin 2-1. Orlando over Columbus 3-2. Miami over Cincy 1-0. Salt Lake over Dallas 3-2. And Colorado over San Jose 1-0. So there you have it for MLS from the weekend. And now we will move on to the U.S. Open. So many crazy subplots and whatnot from the weekend. We are now in the round of 16. We'll recap all the results from Friday until yesterday. We'll start with the men's from Friday. Third round, Francis Tiafoe over number 5, Andre Rublev in 5. Number 12, Felix Auger-Salame over 18, Roberto Bautista Agut in 5. Botic van de Zandschulp over Facundo Bagnis in 4. 11 seed Diego Schwartzman over Alex Molcon in 3. Carlos Alcaraz Garcia upsets number 3 Stefanos Tsitsipas in 5. 2 seed Daniil Medvedev over Pablo Andujar in 3. 24 seed Dan Evans over Alexei Popyrin in 5. And Peter Gojowicz over Henry Laxonen in 4. Saturday, 4 seed Alexander Zverev over Jack Sock in 4 in a walkover. 22 seed Riley Opelka over Nicolas Basilashvili in 3. Lloyd Harris upsets 7 seed Denis Shapovalov in 3. Jenson Brooksby over Aslan Karastev in 5. Karastev, your 21 seed, by the way. 13 seed Jannik Sinner over 17 seed Gael Monfils in 5. 1 seed Novak Djokovic over Kei Nishioka in 4. Oscar Rod over Andreas Seppi in 4. And 6 seed Matteo Berrettini over Ilya Ivashka in 5. All right, and then yesterday, round of 16. 12 seed Felix Auger-Salame over Francis Tiafoe in 4. Carlos Alcaraz Garcia over Peter Gojowicz in 5. 2 seed Daniil Medvedev over 24 seed Dan Evans in 3. And Botic van de Schulp over 11 seed Diego Schwartzman in 5. All right, now look ahead to today. We'll actually do some betting stuff on this show today for U.S. Open because we're in the round of 16. The closer we get, the more we like to gamble. All right. Round of 16, 12 o'clock, you have 4 seed Alexander Zverev and 13 seed Jannik Sinner. Zverev is minus 600, Skinner plus 440. And I like to do set betting, and I'm going to go Zverev 3-1 plus 250. 1 o'clock, 22 seed Riley Opelka and Lloyd Harris. Opelka's minus 102, Harris minus 102. Minus 114 is Opelka, minus 102 is Harris. I'm going to go Opelka in 4, and that is plus 390. And that's actually the favorite outcome as well. 3 o'clock, you have Oscar Rott and 6 seed Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini's minus 1,000, odds plus 610. I would go Berrettini 3-0. That is minus 105. And last but not least, 7 o'clock, 1 seed Novak Djokovic and Jenson Brooksby. The pick's going to be Djokovic in 3. He's minus 4,500. Brooksby 16-1. And Djokovic 3-0 is minus 270. And now the women's from the weekend, and we will look ahead to today. So Friday, 2 seed Arina Sabalenka over 26 seed Danielle Collins in 2. Leylah Fernandez upsets number 3 Naomi Osaka in 3. 15 seed Elise Mertens over 20 seed Ons Jabeur in 2. 16 seed Angelique Kerber over Solane Stevens in 3. 5 seed Alina Civiltina over 25 seed Daria Kasatkina in 2. 8 seed Barbora Krejcikova over Kamila Rakimova in 2. 9 seed Gabriela Muguruza over 18 seed Victoria Azarenka in 3. And 12 seed Simona Halep over 19 seed Elena Rybakina in 3. Saturday, 14 seed Anastasia Pavlyuchova over Varvara Gracheva in 2. Shelby Rogers upsets number 1 seed Ashley Barty in 3. 4th seed Carolina Pliskova over Alja Tomkovic in 2. 7th seed Iga Swiatek over 28 seed Annette Kontaveit in 3. Emma Raducanu over Sarah Sabrias Tormo in 2. 11th seed Belinda Bencic over 23 seed Jessica Pegula in 2. 17th seed Maria Sakkari over 10th seed Petra Kvitova in 2. And 6th seed Bianca Andreescu over Greet Minin in 2. All right, round of 16 from yesterday. 8th seed Barbora Krejcikova over 9th seed Gabriela Magruska in 2. 2 seed Arena Sabalenka over 15 seed Elise Bertens in 2. Leylah Fernandez continues her run. She upset 16 seed Angelique Kerber this time in 3. And 5 seed Alina Svitolina over 12 seed Simona Halep in 2. All right, now we look ahead to today's matches. Round of 16, day 2. 11 o'clock, you have 11 seed Belinda Bencic and 7 seed Iga Swiatek. Swiatek's minus 126. Bencic is plus 104. But you know what? I like Bencic plus 104, and I like her to win in 3 at plus 310. So going with an upset there. 2 o'clock, Shelby Rogers and Emma Raducanu. Rogers is actually a dog, plus 136. Raducanu's minus 164. I'm going to go Shelby Rogers. And I like her 2-0, plus 310. Going with the ballsy pick right there. 5 o'clock, 4-seeded Carolina Pliskova and 14-seed Anastasia Pavlyuchova. Pliskova's minus 172. Pavlyuchova's plus 142. I'm going to go Pliskova in 3. That is plus 270. And last but not least, 9 o'clock, you have 17-seed Maria Sakkari and 6-seed Bianca Andreescu. And Sakkari's minus 160, Andreescu's plus 136, or plus 132. I think it's crazy that Sakkari is such a big favorite here. I'm betting against her. I'm going Andreescu plus 380 to pull off the betting upset here in the round of 16. And we will look ahead to the quarterfinals on tomorrow's podcast. Now we will recap golf from the weekend. It was the Tour Championship. And your winner of the Tour Championship with the score of minus 21 under, Patrick Cantlay. Second with 20 under, John Rahm. Third with 16 under, Kevin Na. Fourth with 15 under, Justin Thomas. Tied for fifth with 14 under, Xander Schauffele, Victor Hovland. Seventh with 13 under, Bryson DeChambeau. Eighth with 11 under, Dustin Johnson. Tied for ninth with 10 under, Billy Horschel and Abraham Ancer. Tied for 11th with 8 under, Daniel Berger, Jason Kokrak, and Tony Finau. Tied for 14th with 7 under, Sergio Garcia, Rory McIlroy, Louis Holton, and Cam Smith. Tied for 18th with 6 under, Sam Burns, Harry English. Tied for 20th with 4 under, Sungjae M, Jordan Spieth. Tied for 22nd with 3 under, Evan Van Rooyen, Scotty Scheffler, Corey Connors. 25th with 2 under, Patrick Reed. Tied for 26th at evens, Stuart Singh, Hideki Matsuyama, and Colin Morikawa. Joaquin Niemann came in 29th with 4 over, and Brooks Koepka withdrew with a score of 1 under. And the next tournament up is the Safeway Open, which is not this week, next week. So no golf on the podcast next week. All right, now we will go over the NASCAR results from the weekend. We'll start with trucks as they raced on Friday night. And your winner was Sheldon Creed, as now they're in the playoffs. Coming in second at Darlington, John Hunter Nemechek. Third, Stuart Friesen. Fourth, Todd Gilliland. Fifth, Parker Kligerman. Sixth, Grant Effinger. Seventh, Chandler Smith. Eighth, Johnny Sauter. Ninth, Zane Smith. 10th, Matt Crafton. The rest: Carson Osvar, Austin Hill, Colby Howard, Austin Waysell, Chase Birdie, Derek Cross, Josh Berry, Tyler Ankrum, Clay Greenfield, Danny Bowen, Spencer Boyd, Spencer Davis, Dawson Cram, Tanner Gray, Josh Rumey, Jordan Anderson, Lawless Alon, Chris Wright, Haley Deegan, Jack Good, Daniel Lupton, Tyler Hill, Ryan Shrooks, Ben Rhodes, Norm Benning, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Brian Ellis, and Tate Fogelman. And now the Xfinity results from Darlington. And your winner, Noah Gragson, in overtime. And second, Harrison Burton. Third, Austin Cindric. Fourth, Justin Haley. Fifth, Jeb Burton. Sixth, Justin Alger. Seventh, Tyler Riddick. Eighth, Jeremy Clements. Ninth, Matt Snyder. 10th, Alex Lab. The rest: Ryan Sieg, Denny Hamlin, Ty Dillon, Michael Annette, Josh Williams, Landon Castle, Colin Garrett, Mason Massey, Joe Graff Jr., AJ Allmendinger, Jade Buford, BJ McLeod, Matt Mills, Daniel Hemrick, Ryan Vargas, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Colby Howard, Brendan Brown, Austin Dillon, David Stark, Carson Ware, Jesse Little, Brandon Jones, Kyle Weatherman, Ryan Ellis, Timmy Hill, Joe Martins, Riley Herbst, Sam Meyer, and Gary Golding. And now the Cup Series results from Darlington. And your winner of this race was Denny Hamlin. Second, Kyle Larson. Third, Ross Chase. And fourth, Martin Truex Jr. Fifth, Kevin Harvick. Sixth, Kurt Busch. Seventh, Brad Keselowski. Eighth, Joey Logano. Ninth, Chris Buescher. 10th, Austin Dillon. The rest: Cole Custer, Ryan Preece, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Newman, Corey LaJoie, Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tyler Riddick, Chase Briscoe, Chris Bell, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Matthew Benedetto, Anthony Alfredo, Justin Haley, Alex Bowman, BJ McLeod, Josh Belicki, Joey Gase, Quinn Houff, Chase Elliott, who was my pick, Eric Jones, Cody Ware, William Byron, Kyle Busch, James Davison, and Michael McDowell. All right, now I'm going to do my NFL safety rankings for the 2021 season. I was supposed to do this on Friday's show. I apologize because I did not get to that on the show. Now, obviously, tomorrow we'll do punters and kickers. And those are two of the harder but easier lists to put together. All right, so there's 64 safeties on here because every team has a starting free safety and a strong safety, and I just combined the two. All right, 64, Rudy Ford, Jaguars. 63, Jonathan Abram, Raiders. 62, Will Harris, Lions. 61, Kavion Wallace, Eagles. 60, Von Bell, Bengals. 59, DeMonte Kazee, Cowboys. 58, Justin Burris, Panthers. 57, Eric Murray, Texans. 56, Eric Rowe, Dolphins. 55, Chuck Clark, Ravens. 54, Rayshon Jenkins, Jaguars. 53, Trayvon Moehrig, Raiders. 52, Eric Harris, Falcons. 51, Jordan Fuller, Rams. 50, Nasir Adderley, Chargers. 49, Julian Blackmon, Colts. 48, Donovan Wilson, Cowboys. 47, Malcolm Jenkins, Saints. 46, Jalen Thompson, Cardinals. 45, Tracy Walker, Lions. 44, Deron Harmon, Falcons. 43, Daniel Swanson, Chiefs. 42, Amani Hooker, Titans. 41, Carmen Cole, football team. 40, Taylor Rapp, Rams. 39, Justin Reed, Texans. 38, Deshaun Elliott, Ravens. 37, Adrian Phillips, Patriots. 36, Xavier Woods, Vikings. 35, Tashawn Gibson, Vikings, or Bears. 34, Jeremy Chin, Panthers. 33, Jordan Whitehead, Buccaneers. 32, Logan Ryan, Giants. 31, Ronnie Harrison, Browns. 30, LaMarcus Joyner, Jets. 29, Jaquiski Tart, 49ers. 28, Quandre Diggs, Seahawks. 27, Eddie Jackson, Bears. 26, Jason McCourty, Dolphins. 25, Jabril Peppers, Giants. 24, Landon Collins, football team. 23, Antoine Winfield Jr., Buccaneers. 22, Tyrann Mathieu, Chiefs. 21, Terrell Edmonds, Steelers. 20, Kari Wills, Colts. 19, Jordan Poyer, Bills. 18, Anthony Harris, Eagles. 17, Kevin Byard, Titans. 16, Jimmy Ward, 49ers. 15, Darnell Savage, Packers. 44, Budda Baker, Cardinals. 13, Jesse Bates III, Bengals. 12, John Johnson III, Browns. 11, Marcus May, Jets. 10, Justin Simmons, Broncos. 9, Micah Hyde, Bills. 8, Marcus Williams, Saints. 7, Kareem Jackson, Broncos. 6, Derwin James, Chargers. 5, Adrian Amos, Packers. 4, Devin McCourty, Patriots. 3, Minka Fitzpatrick, Steelers. 2, Harrison Smith, Vikings. And number 1, Jamal Adams, Seattle Seahawks. Adams is just a great player, a great impact on that Seahawks defense. And he is somebody that really just wanted to get out of New York. He just got paid recently. Harrison Smith's a really good player, too. I considered him for the top spot. Minka Fitzpatrick is someone who I think is amazing. Devin McCourty's been great pretty much his whole Patriots career. Adrian Amos is a player on the up. Derwin James, if he's healthy, is worthy of this ranking. Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons of Denver, 2 of the more underrated safeties in the league. Marcus Williams, I think, is a little underrated. And I think too many people point to him as the guy that messed up in that Vikings playoff game, missing the tackle, which led to the Stephon Diggs miracle play. And I feel like I say that every year on the podcast, too. And Micah Hyde is just someone that's super duper underrated in that Bills secondary. All right, so there you have it, the safety rankings for the season. All right, now I'm going to do news and notes. There's a lot to get to here. Brian Kelly says that he was kidding when he suggested the team was to be excluded after win versus Florida State. It was taken serious. As he was like, I was kidding. And he goes, maybe our entire team needs to be executed, he goes. A story coming out this morning is that a number of NFL coaches and executives are nervous about COVID testing after players visited college football opening games. And we'll see. It's just luck at this point, I'd say, whether you test positive or not for COVID and you're asymptomatic. But they're right in the terms of the risk factor. And if they do test positive, then they'll have an impact on some games and whatnot. And it's scary because people that were vaccinated have been getting tested positive. So, vaccinated or not, then you might end up testing positive. So, I don't blame the coaches for being worried. And even though some can be just asymptomatic and not get any symptoms or just test positive for it. And speaking of COVID-19 positives, Zach Martin, to miss the opener, on Thursday night as he tested positive for COVID. That's a big loss for the Cowboys offensive line. The 49ers signed Josh Norman to bolster their cornerback and secondary depth. Some Steelers notes. They make a trade for Ahkello Witherspoon to bolster their secondary from the Seahawks. And the team is optimistic for a TJ Watt deal as he wants to be the highest paid defensive player. And week 1 availability is in jeopardy if the deal is not completed in time. So Pittsburgh is confident now. All the pressure's on Kevin Gilbert in that front office to get that extension done. And speaking of extensions, the Blue Jays want to extend Robbie Ray and Marcus Semien as they're both on one-year deals and they're both playing great ball and having impacts on the team's run in the pennant race. The WNBA listed its W25, which is the best 25 players in league history. There are some current players on there and some retired players. So current, Sue Bird, Tina Charles, Elena De La Don, Sylvia Fowles, Brittany Griner, Angel McCoughtry, Nneka Ogwumike, Candace Parker, Brianna Stewart, and Diana Taurasi. Retired players, Simone Augustus, Swin Cash, Tamika Catchings, Cynthia Cooper, Yolanda Griffin, Becky Hammond, Lauren Jackson, Lisa Leslie, Maya Moore, Tika Pinchiero, Cappie Pondexter, Katie Smith, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, and Lindsay Whalen. Notables missing. Teresa Weatherspoon. I'm surprised she's not on there, as she's known for hitting that half-court shot for the New York Liberty. Rebecca Lobo's not on there either. That surprises me a little bit. But there is criteria that you needed. A major individual award winner, a championship winner, selected to an all-WNBA first or second team, selected to WNBA defensive first or second team, all-star selection, a top 40 player in at least one major statistical category, and the recipient of the Community Assist Award. So that is a lot of criteria, as the player has to meet 4 of the 7 requirements. So that makes sense to why some of those names I mentioned earlier were not on there. And that's so cool to see some current players get recognized. And you knew Sue Bird was going to be on there. You knew Diana Taurasi was going to be on there. And then I'm happy for the other players as well. Brianna Stewart's amazing. They're all great. But my biggest takeaway is that I didn't realize how strict the criteria was for the W25. The Montreal Canadiens acquire Christian Dvorak from the Coyotes for 2 draft picks. So the Habs get offensive depth there with Dvorak as Arizona continues to rebuild. Kayvon Thibodeau has a foot sprain as Mario Cristobal is optimistic that the injury is not too serious after x-rays come back negative. The Hurricanes land Jesperi Kotkaniemi as the Canadiens don't match Carolina's offer sheet and will receive first and third round picks in 2022 as compensation. Saquon Barkley could be limited week 1 as he completed first full contact practice Thursday, as he may not receive the full workload if he plays against the Broncos on Sunday. Dak Prescott, meanwhile, is a full goal week 1 as he says, I plan to come out better. So the Brooklyn Nets trade DeAndre Jordan with 4 future second-round picks and cash to the Pistons for Jahlil Okafor and Sekou Doumbouya. And then the Pistons buy him out, and the Lakers land DeAndre Jordan. 1 year, $2.6 billion deal. So we'll see if he starts for them or comes off the bench. So the Lakers are really put together like the former All-Star roster that's surrounded with their 3 current All-Stars. DeMarcus Aldridge went back to the Brooklyn Nets after there were rumors that he could have potentially joined the Bulls. The Celtics and the Grizzlies make a trade. Boston sends Chris Dunn, Carson Edwards, and a 2026 pick swap to Memphis for Juancho Hernan-Gomez. I don't know if I like this trade for either side. I just think that is a lot for Juan Hernan-Gomez. 4 schools applied to the Big 12. UCF, BYU, Cincinnati, and Houston to apply next week to join the Big 12. Approval could happen by September 10th. So got to keep an eye on this. Obviously, the Big 12 wants to replace Texas and Oklahoma, their 2 biggest brands. So I think those 4 schools would be fits there. I don't know about Houston, but like the other 3 I like there, especially BYU. BYU, I think, belongs in the conference. And now, if those 4 schools get approved, then the Big 12 will actually have 12 schools. So that'd be pretty cool. A Philadelphia news station trolls Ben Simmons as a local TV station showed footage of Simmons leaving the city and cut to a garbage can. That is so funny. That is very funny. That is a really good troll job by that Philly news station. And last one, which is a big deal. The NHL is allowing players in the Olympics, as the players can now play in the 2022 Beijing Games after not being allowed to participate in 2018. That is the right call by Gary Bettman. Now it's up to the players whether they want to play or not. And obviously, the 2018 Olympics just wasn't the same without the players. And the NHL built in an Olympic break in their schedule this year. So if the players, if there's players that don't play, this is going to be like their all-star break. Because I don't see there being an all-star break this year at the Olympics in there. So that is really cool. Good job, Gary Bettman. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day. Brought to you by FanDuel. I don't know where to go here, but I'm thinking baseball, and I like, This is a tough one. I'm thinking over 8.5 Mariners Astros. I could see. I'm just gonna lay a unit on it. Over 8.5 minus 110 between the Mariners and the Astros for my best bet. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping last night's college football game, and I will recap Major League Baseball, WNBA, and tennis. Look at tomorrow. Kicker and punter rankings, and I want to do a college football takeaways segment, as well as go over my picks and whatnot. So, hope you guys have a great day, everyone.